It's important to remember when we talk about this building that mass timber was a means to an end, not the purpose behind the building. So I'm Chuck Smith, the Associate Vice Chancellor of Fiscal Initiatives and Construction here at San Jacinto College. My role in this project was basically the initiator of mass timber as an alternative, and then as the conscience of the process as we developed our options. We evaluated cast-in-place concrete, composite steel construction, and mass timber construction. All three of those were cost competitive, and we basically came to the conclusion that the college's interests would be best represented by mass timber at that particular point in time.
I believe it was about 13 to 14 weeks that it took to put all the mass timber up in place. Once the floors were in place, immediately other trades were able to come in and speed up construction time like I've never seen before. People like to call it the IKEA assembled building. It really has been. All the pre-planning that we did has been paying off dividends.
We're very glad that we built with mass timber. We felt like we built something very much in the price range of what we could have paid for alternative construction technologies, but we did it with much more certainty as what the final price was going to be.
We can't build something that doesn't resonate with people, and that has to resonate on an aesthetic level, it has to resonate on an economic level more so. We're in the SoDo, which is our most recent development project in San Antonio. It's a 150,000 square foot mass timber office building, 6 stories.
The timber elements of this particular project, so long as you plan things out correctly, it really went off without a hitch. It was always sold to us that it's going to go together like Lincoln Logs. And you know, of course, you kind of have your doubts, is it really going to go together that easy? But once we got to erection of mass timber, went together like Lincoln Logs. It was prefabricated, it showed up. We didn't have to modify a single piece of wood. It's all part of the economics of whether you're going to build out of mass timber or not. So that is speed to market for these developers. The sooner they can get a product online and start leasing that product, the better they are.
Though the hard cost of the structure is more expensive, our time of construction was less. There's real value to that. You know, that's 3 less months of debt payments we have to make, right? It's 3 less months of general conditions we have to pay to our contractor.
2 foremen and then about 6 or 7 laborers put all of this material into place. Compared to a standard concrete construction, I would say 1/4 of the labor. And then I think a huge factor is the amount of finish out that is necessary to a tenant. There's far less finish out, very minimal walls to put up. You don't want to wrap anything. In this particular building, there's no exposed ductwork because everything's underfloor air.
At least in the context of a spec office building, if you're able to save prospective tenants money on their finish out, that helps you get to a deal relative to a competitor. And so you start to really look at it through an overall holistic project level budget. There are definitely savings in other portions of the project budget for going with a prefab product built off site that can go up really quickly.
So my recommendation to a counterpart would be the same as to do exactly what we did. Do your homework, know what it is you're trying to build, know what your options are, and then look at the alternatives and figure out which one is the best value for you. For us, mass timber rose to the top. I have no doubt that it would rise to the top for somebody else who is equally asking the same types of questions.